Hi, I'm Colleen Fritz. I am an assistive technology specialist with Palm Beach County School District. And today I'd like to provide a presentation on augmentative alternative communication. Here we go. Okay, so the subject today, augmentative alternative communication, which we like to call AAC. We're going to talk about the implementation. So here are some discussion points. First, we want to go ahead and define AAC. We're going to define core versus fringe vocabulary and also define aided language stimulation. We'll list types of routines and activities in which one can use aided language stimulation. We'll define prompt hierarchy and descriptive feedback, and we'll review the language used to provide descriptive feedback for specific routines and activities. So I have two definitions for augmentative alternative communication. So the first one, augmentative communication refers to the use of aids or techniques that supplement existing vocal or verbal communication. Alternative communication refers to the communication methods used by a person without any vocal ability. I like this definition as well. Students who are primarily nonverbal, or they're unintelligible, or they have a limited number of words they are able to produce, they need some other form of communication to convey their message. And AAC is that form of communication. And it can take various modes, such as the written word, picture symbol, communication symbols, sign language, tactile symbols, etc. So a key thing we're going to talk about is core versus fringe. Now, I just think this is so interesting. Core vocabulary makes up 80% of everything we say or everything we write. It's approximately 250 to 400 words. And we use them across gender, age, topic, setting, and disability. 80% of what we say are 250 to 400 words. It's kind of incredible. Now, fringe vocabulary makes up the other 20%. It's more specific than core vocabulary. It's usually going to be nouns, those specific words. Like today, using the words augmentative alternative communication. I'm sure you probably haven't said that many times in the last month. That falls into our fringe vocabulary. Also, core vocabulary doesn't lend itself to pictures, yet it is essential for communication. So just think about the fact that we can take a picture of a ball, or we can draw a picture of a ball, and most people are going to know it's a ball. But what picture do we choose for play? Do we pick two kids playing ball? Do we pick a picture of people playing a game? How do we determine what picture we're going to use for play? So, circle the core words. If you were given this list of words, apple, big, pencil, help, open, bus, want, paper, what words would you consider to be core words? Now, I'll give you a second to think about it. Here they are. Out of all that list, the core words are big, help, open, want. I don't often take a bus, so I'm not talking about buses very often, but I might want something to eat. I might want to watch a particular television show. I might want to go out to dinner. So that word I can use over and over again. Help. If I need help with something, can you help me do this? Do you have time to come over here and help me work on my project? So those are words that we use often. So the next thing we want to talk about is aided language stimulation. Big title, but it basically means modeling. So let's look at the definition. Aided language stimulation is a communication strategy where a communication partner teaches symbol meaning and models language by combining his or her own verbal output with selection of vocabulary on the AAC system. Now, just going back to this slide, I know this is a tiny picture, but this is a picture of a communication board. And it's a way to put sentences together to talk about things, to request things, to ask questions. And what we're talking about is a student that requires a communication board or a communication system of some type is going to be using these picture symbols. But do they just automatically know how to do it? Well, no, they don't. So just like learning a foreign language, it's important for your communication partner that knows the foreign language to use the foreign language, model the foreign language so you can begin to learn it. I also like to think about sign language. When thinking about sign language, if you never used your hands when you were trying to teach someone sign language, it would be pretty difficult. So let's learn the sign for help. Put your palm out, put your fist on top of your palm, put your thumb up, and then raise both hands together. Isn't it simpler to do this? Help. So seeing what you're going to be saying is very, very helpful, and that's aided language stimulation. Also, when doing aided language stimulation, you want to have a focus on core vocabulary. Like we said, that makes up 80% of what we say. If we only give kids nouns, then they're not a whole lot to talk about. We need to give them the describing words, the action words, the prepositions. So the next thing you want to think about is you want to model at the individual's language level. So for example, if the AAC user is pointing to one word or one picture symbol, then model two picture communication symbols. If they're combining two, then model three, and so on. You want to model at least 1 to 2 up from what they're doing. The other thing to remember is to slow down. Take time when you point to a picture communication symbol or word. You'll see this in a video that is going to play later during this presentation. You'll get to watch to see how aided language stimulation comes together. And then very key is to pause for the student, to have time to comment or to request or to ask a question, to respond to whatever it is that's happening in the environment. And pause time can be very uncomfortable. It really needs to be a 5 full seconds and not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but a slow count like 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, 4, 1,000, 5, 1,000. That gives the child time to process what's happening in the environment or what has been said to him, and to be able to formulate something in his mind and then transfer that to this communication board and try to figure out, well, where are the words that I need in order to say what I want to say? So you need to give them plenty of pause time. Now, here are some core word phrases, and I've put together a little 8.5 by 11 poster, and those should be available from someone at Royal Palm School. So you'll want to get in touch with them and see if you can get a copy of this. But basically what you're looking at is, let's say it's playtime. Well, you can use phrases like, I want to play, I want to help, I need help, swing more, go up, go down. And you'll notice that I've color-coded the words to match the communication board that's at the center of the screen. Our people words are yellow. Our action words are green. Our little words, which could be articles or prepositions, are pink. Our things are orange. Places are purple. And words that describe, like adjectives or adverbs, are blue. And our question words are gray. So here are just some of the phrases that you can focus on during many different types of routines or activities you do at home: play, personal care, mealtime, community, and other activities. So we've talked about core vocabulary versus fringe. We've talked about aided language stimulation. And now I'd like to talk about the prompt hierarchy. What is a prompt hierarchy and why use it? Well, a prompt hierarchy is a system of cueing, and when implemented, allows an AAC user the opportunity to communicate or follow a set of instructions as independently as possible. So, least to most prompt hierarchy. That's the one we typically use when we're doing communication routines, when we're trying to elicit communication from our AAC user. Now, this prompting system starts with no prompts and then introduces the least restrictive prompt after no response is received. And then another prompt is added if no response is received, until a response is received. So the prompt hierarchy works for student independence. So here is an example of the least to most prompt hierarchy, and you can see the step 1 through 4 across the top. And the first thing you notice is an environmental cue or a natural cue. So for example, it might be mealtime or time for a snack. You could place the food choices on the table or on the countertop or nearby. That's an environmental cue that lets the people in the room know that it's time for that meal. But you can also add a natural cue and say, time for snack. Now, you may have thought my screen just froze, but it did not freeze. That was my pause time. I wanted to pause and focus my attention on my listener. But after a full 5 seconds, if I'm not hearing anything, if they're not responding to me, then I'm going to ask an open question. What do you want? I'm going to focus my attention again. I'm going to wait that full 5 seconds for that pause. If I still don't get a response, then I'm going to go to step 3, provide a partial prompt. And a partial prompt might look like this. Do you want pretzels or goldfish? So now you've put it down to a choice. You're going to pause again and see if you get a response. If you don't, you're going to skip to 4 and provide that model. You could say, I want goldfish. Now you're doing this as you use the student's AAC system to model. So pause time is really important. You can still pause again and see if you get that response of I want or goldfish or whatever the word is that they're going to say to you in order to request that item. If they don't, then go ahead and provide that item for them. Now, descriptive feedback is feedback that's specific to the communication behavior. For example, you said goldfish. Want goldfish? I want goldfish. And then you hand the goldfish to the child or individual. So here we look at descriptive feedback again. So we repeat what the student says or the child says. You said more while pointing to the word on the communication board. Say the word again and add another core word while pointing to the two words on the communication board. So, want more. And then finally, saying it grammatically correct and saying, I want more, and showing them that you understood what they were saying. So, implementation activity. I would love for you to choose 2 activities that you do with your child every day. Choose 1 to 3 core words per activity on which to focus. And then use the communication board daily during the 2 activities while highlighting the targeted core words. Remember to give the full 5 seconds of pause time before you provide the next prompt. So what does that look like? I've talked a lot about a lot of different strategies, trying to bring all of those strategies together. So I want to show you a video. And in this video, I'm doing a cooking activity with a friend of mine's daughter, and she is the nonverbal communication partner. And I'm using aided language stimulation, and I'm also using the least to most prompt hierarchy. So I'm going to go ahead and start this video. Reading the book, The Polar Express. It's a fun book. I like it. Let's read part of it. Okay. Let's look at our recipe. Working with Polar Express cocoa. All right, see where you see the 6? I'm going to put a piece of tape right there so we know exactly how much we need. So right to that line, okay? All right, here. I have some water. So I am going to put the water in my measuring cup. And you can tell me if we need more water or if we're all done. Here we go. Right. What could you say? You could say more, or you could say all done. Oh, you said more. All right, let's put more in. All right, here we go. Huh. You said more. Okay, let's put more in. Huh. What do you think? All done. Great. We have 6 ounces of water. Let's see, what are we supposed to do next? So we finished step 1. Number 2, microwave for 1.5 minutes. Oh, put the the water in. Okay, let me put the water in. I wonder what we're going to do next after we finish microwaving. I wonder what we'll be doing next. Put our cocoa mix in. Yes, we are going to put our cocoa mix in our mug. There you go. Oh, you're handing this back to me. Do you need help open? You need help. All right, here, I'll get it started for you and then I'll let you do it the rest of the way. I'm going to get the water out of the microwave. Here it is. All done? Oh, you are all done opening the package. Yes, you are all done. Let's keep cooking. What should we do? Oh, okay. We should put the water in the mug. All right, get ready. I'm going to put it over here by you. Here we go. All done. I put in. Smells like hot water to me. What do we do next? Oh, I like how you said put in. Yeah, I think you're telling me I put in. I like how you put in. Nice. Oh, look at it. Huh, do you think it's ready to drink? No? Well, maybe let's look at our third direction. Pour cocoa mix into mug. We did that. Stir and drink. What would you say? Well, you could tell me want or get it.
Okay. Oh, you want to get it. And we could stir with a spoon or a candy cane. Which one do you want? Okay, here you go. You just told me, I want it. All right. So let's go ahead and stir with that. I like how you are stirring. Oh, thank you for putting it in. Yes, I think that this is ready to drink.
So that was a aided language stimulation video with a cooking activity. So we saw a lot of things today, and I hope that the video presentation helped you. And I hope you just want to jump in there with your kids and practice modeling for them using a communication board and talking to them using the board and helping them to talk back to you using the board. It's really difficult to know what all of those symbols mean, and they only learn those symbols by you using them yourself. So I thank you very much for listening today, and I wish you luck with your implementation. And if I can be of any service, let me know. And my name is Colleen Fritz, and I'm the AT specialist for Royal Palm School. Thank you so much for listening.